Hello friends, so we are about to dive into episode 7 of A Place Further Than the Universe, titled The Ship That Saves the Universe. So, this episode was super cute. Definitely established a very cute friendship that already exists between Shirase and Hinata. I've got the names down now. It's super duper cute, but all of it. Anyway, that was really cute. It was a funny moment where the girls, they went into panic, they didn't know what was happening, and they got the tickets, and they showed how much she cares about them, even though she barely knows them, that she was going to spend all that money. And then she finds the passport. It's all Nana's fault. But the dynamics and the stubbornness and the sweetness, just super sweet. I really, really enjoyed it. It was adorable. And the good thing is they were able to, get the tickets reimbursed, get the money back, so she has her money back. So we don't know I'm not sure what she's going to use that money for, because she's about to go to the Antarctic, which she's not going to use that money there. She could, if she wanted to, use it at Australia, because they're in Singapore, which I did not realize where they were. They were in Singapore. I learned that halfway through the episode. And so now they are on their way to Australia. Everything's working out. And this episode will be the halfway mark. So we'll have 6 episodes left. So I watched episode 7 of Laid Back Camp earlier today, and it really kind of established, talked a little bit about the previous episodes, but really kind of established and kicked off what had been touched on throughout the big first half of the season, and eventually the halfway point. It was also a bit of a breath, because nothing too major happened in that episode. Not that you need to kind of have breathing moments in a very slice of life, soft show like that, but sometimes you do. It was kind of more of a in-between episode. So I'm curious to see if this will have the same or similar feel to it. But the show is very sweet. I do love these characters. Hinata's still my favorite. But it was so nice to see her kind of have flaws. Everyone's flawed. But Hinata seemed pretty amazing for the most part. We didn't really see too many issues with her. With Kimmery, she's growing as a person, so she was really dependent and really unsure of herself and kind of floating through life. And right off the bat, she's kind of learned to be more independent and more self-aware. But she's still really sweet and adorable. And then Shirase is, a jerk more often than not. So she's kind of learning to not be a jerk, or at least a jerk for the right reasons. Yuzuki, she is... No, I haven't seen too many flaws with her, actually. She seems pretty nice. I guess her biggest issue is that being in the position she is, that she has, she probably is a bit of a people pleaser, but we'll see how that goes. And then, no, it's amazing. No, I already said that. Anyway, this show is adorable. It has some vague similarities to Laid Back Camp, but it's actually, I would argue, a very, very different show. But still a fun one to watch. It's adorable. It was cool seeing, I guess it was Tokyo, but in a way I hadn't really been presented to me before. So the person who described it that just sounds like New York. So New York has all these different boroughs. Most people know Manhattan because that's where Broadway and all the Empire State Building and all these kind of big tourist places are. But there's also Brooklyn, there's Queens, there's the Bronx, and there's Harlem, there's a few others. I don't know if Harlem is in the Bronx or something. How the city's broken up is still a little vague for me, and sometimes these boroughs are actually really big, so it makes a city gigantic. So it's interesting to see that Tokyo is gigantic, and there's just multiple boroughs that are a little different from each other. I'm sure there's the main one, just like every time they show pictures of New York City, they really just show pictures of Broadway and Times Square. And I'm sure when they show pictures of Tokyo, they show the same pictures. I'm sure they do the same thing. But it was cool to hear, this is another borough, they use a word I'm forgetting, that is also pretty well known, pretty glitzy to a point. But it was actually cool to see kind of how the grungy back corners and the back alleyways you have to go through. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And it makes sense for the city. So it was kind of, it was cool to see, actually. It was presented, that was what, episode 2 or 3 that was presented. that was kind of cool, and it kind of reminds me, there's still so much I don't know about Japan, and it's cool to be kind of to learn more about it. And it's nice when if I say something wrong or make a mistake or whatever, to be gently like, oh, actually, it's like this or like this. So I like knowing things, so feel free to keep telling me things. Anyway, the characters are adorable. The show is really fun. It is a great. I think it'd be too much if I had two soft shows like Laid Back Camp. So it's nice to have something a little bit more angsty, for lack of a better term. Anyway, thank you so much. We're gonna dive right in. Of course, if you're watching YouTube, there's no sound, partial image, keeps copyright, monsters. At least for this show at bay. So without further ado, there's a countdown timer if you want to follow along on YouTube. Let's dive right in. She's so stressed. They're doing that to help her relax, not be stressed out. Oh, that was a flashback, wasn't that? Oh, that was her and Shiros's mom. You're like, idiots, just idiots. That's cute. So I guess it must have been, so now that's civilian, so maybe it was a government program and now it's a civilian one, or it was the first time. How is this so loud? I need a cookie, sorry. I had to adjust my lights because I have my window open. And like my eyes are just like hurting my eyes. Anyway, I found these at a local store. They're actually really good. The dark chocolate ones. Quick question. I'm sure it'll get answered later. But does Nana used to do cheerleading or running? Because every time she jumps, she does a full-blown split. So she used to be a cheerleader, maybe, or in gymnastics or something like that. But she made that face when she saw that school and those teams. So she must have been part of it, or team ones. I want to say gymnastics because she's really short, which would be perfect for a gymnast. She's kind of athletic but shapely, and she keeps doing splits, which is really impressive and hard. This is cute. I like how she's blocking Shiras. Penguin Manju, so cute. She's red. This is a run through. This is a run through. She's awful. It is big. It's a big, yeah. It's cute. Why are all the girls so pretty in this anime? Like the women. Ooh, tight space. Let's try to be optimistic. You goober. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, nice. That's actually really smart. Oh, I don't know why, but I keep getting recommended. She's such a whiner. Just a warning. Okay. She was talking. She didn't hear that. She's gonna step on it. Oh, she has a penguin. But oh, that was really smart that she locked it in like that. They're so gonna get so lost. Okay, good. They kind of found it. I am. Yeah, afraid of heights. So am I. No, 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 no. I would like to die. Scared of heights. So am I. Sometimes you're okay, but like behind like big glass. But sometimes it's like it hits you suddenly. You're like. For the ship? Oh, that's really cute. She's red. She's shaking. Her voice sounds awful and her hair looks like a mess. Worthless. Yeah. I wonder who wrote that sonata. Oh, it's hooked to her hair. Ow. She sees her mom there. It was good. It was... Really? A little too big? Oh, because they're short staffed. Oh, her mom used. They might have just scrubbed it down and cleaned it. She would have had to scratch something in for it to stay. Turn your card to red. It's good to know. I think many people have that image. It's more exciting. Whoa, the new ship. They have an old ship. It's a lot. How are they gonna carry that back? I like how they're all deflated. Oh, so actually a new ship and a new expedition. Yeah, I would. have already come and gone to a different station. It must be a popular stop station. Yeah. Yeah. They're adults. Hmm. So they don't have government support. Why go civilian? Were they just simply cut off due to funding and issues? Or did they simply make themselves cut themselves off so they could have more freedom in some regards? Hmm. Hmm. Determined. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could never go. Mm. Over 3 years' time. Thanks a lot. It is, I guess, beautiful sometimes. Like the sky. Oh, half a point. Good. I have a lot to say. Boom. Okay. So here's what I have to say. For some reason, I guess because I'm looking stuff up, I keep getting recommendations about people who like live in Antarctica or something. It was like after I started looking up clips of oh, I'm looking at the name of the volleyball anime. Without fail, I kept getting recommendations to clips of volleyball games and players. Like, stop that. So I guess I started looking up stuff like this. I started getting recommendations about clips of Antarctica. And I believe, yes, this was a research group in Antarctica that they stay there because of the amount of people they have. They everyone does everything. So even the scientists have to mop and wash the bathrooms and do this and do that. And so, yeah, they get supplies only ever so often. They have tons of them, but of course, very few people, as they have to make it like last and portion and all of that. They have to have the supplies last a while. They get ever so often, a lot of it's freeze dried and this and dry, and just, yeah, it's how they have to do it. It was really cool because this research station, they were working with, I guess, bacteria and things like that. This research station they had, I guess, and I think this is a good idea, and this actually sounds really cool to me. They have an art room and crafts room. They had a music room. I was like, and I'm good. That'd be amazing. But yeah, they don't really have internet, and what they do have, it's meant for. No, they really don't have internet. They have to send like their research and record it that way. It's dark, pitch black, like half the year, and then it's like no night the other half. So it's not easy. So, the girls have it kind of a little bit easy where I'm guessing they're going to be there long term while the girls are there, I guess, part time. So they're not going to be there the whole time. So that team, I guess, is going like 3 years preparation going to stay, and they're getting a little bit of like some stuff they have to grab. But it's interesting that I guess that area of Fremantle, I guess, is a stopping station. Pretty common to boats going to Antarctica, which I didn't really thought. I was like, oh, that's super cool actually. So I guess they're used to people doing large orders for all these boats that come through. That was really cool. That was a cool thing to learn. But yeah, it was interesting. But also, well, I was getting recommended on Instagram for some reason. where it's this guy, he was sharing, he works on, I guess, a fishing boat of some kind, and he showed how bad it can be. I think he's being a little exaggerating. How bad the rocking, though, can be, where you are getting thrown about and sliding in this and sliding that, and things are popping open if you don't have them secured. Because where they're going, it's not smooth sailing. Really up far north or far down south, the waves are really dangerous and big and choppy, and it's not easy water. So they are going on a very dangerous journey. But it was kind of interesting to kind of like see all this and like, oh yeah, I remember reading about this and hearing about this and hearing about that. So it's kind of cool. And you know, it is hard life, but it was cool though for me to see that these researchers had like a music room and they had an art room, arts and crafts, because you need human beings. We are meant to be creative, and sometimes we're creative through our research and more scientific STEM way, and sometimes we're creative through more of the artsy way, such as music and stuff. But it's really good to have that creativity, even if you're not a drawer, having a little bit of drawing a cat or something goofy. Having that creativity is good for the soul. We human beings, that's part of what makes us humans unique from everything else. It's what sets us apart, is that we are truly deeply creative. Other creatures, whatever they do create, they create within their confines of their genetics, and they don't just look at it and change their mind and go, instead of doing a nest, I think I'm gonna make a cathedral or something like that. They don't have that ability to be like, to exert their will to that level of creativity. We humans do. It's very unique for us, so it's super cool. But we do that outlet. So I'm glad she called herself, and she said, we need to treat as adults, and so she needs to speak to them as adults and be very honest of like, yeah. But it is interesting. It makes me wonder. I don't know if we got that information, if it was a government thing and then they simply cut their funding because it wasn't doing any good for them, or if they chose to be independent, civilian based, and it just has been hard for them. But anyway, let's keep going. Press some play now. You're a water heater? Oh, her penguin's kind of sad. She actually, Izuku was interesting, or Yuzuki, she's interesting, is that she is very good at reading people actually when she wants to. No. Why are they dressed like that? They're idiots. They're all idiots. Every one of them are idiots. Their boyfriend. Oh my gosh. That's a personality. Left for short sleeves? They're idiots. A project itself. You were raping. So we actually don't know why they're going, what research or anything like that. They're so drunk they don't even notice the 4 idiots in front of them. They're idiots. They're all idiots. What is she doing? Antarctic people? has her penguin. They do not. LED lights last a long time. This might also be a type of sunlight to help them, since they might be there part of the year where they just don't have sun. That's her mom's mark. That's her mom. Oh yeah, she did. Hmm. The reference to her mom. More distant than the universe. And terrifying treasure chest. Because down there, it's just, there's no light pollution. You'll see the sky in ways you never can anywhere else. Even in areas where there's country, and there's still some level of light pollution. The harshness of the location is really... Oh, so they decommissioned it, that's why. They're two best friends. That was adorable. Oh, so they just decommissioned the ship. So the other one is a government one. Dash is hard, it's exhausting, it's expensive. That's true. Probably all research is somewhat, some way, government funded. Astronomical observatory? Oh gosh. They lost their best friend, and she lost her mom. And of course, that's her grandmother, so she lost her daughter. It's probably like, that's definitely why then, I don't know, paying attention. Oh, our sleepy girl. Zoo AIDS. Oh, that poor girl. Sobering up. It is a very small team. Oh. Back even in high school. Oh my gosh, they were high school friends. Mm. He stabbed me. Oh yeah, that's how you do it in Japan, saying come here. Like this. Look at the 4. Okay, what is wrong with this woman? Tama Kimui. $15. Very honest. She's so cute. Yes, you are. Oh, Pikachu. Oh, the captain's face. Never seen her laugh before. She's just like her mom. Oh, great. Maybe I'm gonna make me cry. Can't keep crying, man. It's not funny. Oh, actually, get your outro. Okay. Actually, what I was gonna say is that, yeah, I mean, Shirasa lives with her. What about her dad? So, she lives with her grandmother, and we haven't heard anything about her dad, so I guess we'll see how that goes. Is her dad just one of those apparently absentee Japanese businessman fathers, or is something else going on? But yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, it kind of really, really makes sense that also the grandmother would be praying right before Shirasa left, because she lost her daughter, I'm assuming, in Antarctica 3 years ago, and she can't, I mean, and clearly Shirasa looks just like her mom. It's so similar to her, especially when she's being an idiot. So she would not want to lose her granddaughter in the same place. I guess we're getting bits and pieces more of basically what she got up to. Shirasa did, her mom did, and how that happened. But yeah, wow, they lost their best friend in Antarctica. That's terrible. And I guess they couldn't find her. I guess she went completely and utterly missing. Ooh, look at those choppy waters. Yeah. The waves are very unforgiving in the wild sea, in the open sea. It's terrifying out there. Especially when you get into colder waters. It is not easy sailing. Gosh, that's rough. Okay. This is difficult. I was not expecting to cry. I started crying. So today I recorded Laid Back Camp, then I recorded an episode of Superman Lois, which made me cry near the end because it was really sappy and sweet. And then this one made me cry, and I'm like, I can't keep crying. Too much. But yeah, it was really sweet and wonderful. And seeing the captain's reaction and all of that, so they really, losing her was terrible, and I guess they couldn't, I think someone mentioned that she went missing, but considering it's the Antarctic and how the snow and the ice is, going missing in the Antarctic means you're dead. There's no, there's always, sometimes I joke, it's that sometimes in TV shows, if there's no body, there's no death. That's not the case with the Antarctic, and not the case for this show anyway. It's based in reality, so, if you go missing in the Antarctic in the snow, you're dead. There's no maybe they survived. No, you don't survive that. So it's very clear that, she died, and they lost their best friend. I guess it was a freak snowstorm had come through, and they just learned it, and they didn't get to she didn't get to safety in time. She probably did something so that to save her friends, or maybe to save something, and end up getting caught in the blizzard. And yeah, that's terrifying. I can't imagine being trapped in something and just probably feet away from the person you love dying. That's terrifying to think about. But it is really sweet. That was a perfect Midpoint episode. Just perfect. It's sweet, it's cute, a little heartbreaking. I love it a lot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies. I'll see you next time.